For today's look, I start off by moisturising my skin using the Kiehl's Cactus Flower and Tibetan Ginseng Hydrating Mist all over the face. For the eyebrows, I use the Precision Brow Pencil by NYX in the shade Taupe, and I just fill in my brows in any of the sparse areas, and I bring them in towards the middle a little. To set the brows in place, I use a tinted brow mascara, and that's by NYX, and that's in the shade Espresso. Moving on to the eyes, as my base I use the Helen E Cosmetics Stage Eyeshadow Primer, and I'm just carving out the brows and then taking it down onto the eyelid all the way to the lash line. I tend to use a thin base. Some people like to double layer it, but I just prefer to use a thin base just for something for the eyeshadow to stick to. I then just dab it dry and set it with my beauty blender just to even it out and make sure that there isn't any creases. I'm now going in the crease with this lovely pearlescent orange. I'm using a fluffy brush and I'm going on the inner corner of the crease, and I'm not taking it out to the outer edge. I'm just concentrating on the inner corner. I'm still making sure that it's nice and blended up towards the eyebrow, but as I say, I keep keeping it on the inside. I'm also using really light circular motions with the eyeshadow brush, and I'm using windscreen wiper motions, just left and right, sweeping back and forth, just to make sure that there isn't any harsh edges. Now I'm going in with this lovely deep pearlescent red, and I'm going on the outer edge of the crease, still keeping it in the crease line but on the outer edge, and softly blending it into that orange. I'm making a V shape on the outer edge of my eye so that it's almost giving me that cat eye look, but I'm really blending this out. If you need to, go back in with the orange and just soften off those edges of the red, and then back in to deepen the red. The best part about using shimmery shades is that they just blend so nicely together. So if you make a little mistake, just go back in and rub it out with a new colour. It's amazing. Next, I'm going to use this gorgeous shade from my Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette, and it's the shade Living Lavish. It's like a deep purple, and it's just perfect for this look, for the outer corner. Make sure, if you have small eyelids like myself, you need to use a small, thinner, fluffy brush to get into these creases, rather than a large fluffy brush is just going to go everywhere. Once I've created enough depth on the outer corner, I'm just going to start swirling that colour in towards the centre of the eye and in towards the inner corner, but not taking it any higher than the crease. Just to make sure none of that eyeshadow has disappeared in all the blending, I'm going back over the outer corner with that lovely deep red from earlier. And here's how it should look at this stage. I'm now taking my lovely Stila liquid eyeshadowy sort of thing in the shade Into the Blue, and I'm lightly dabbing this all over the eyelid, concentrating mainly in the centre and blending slightly out towards the outer edges. Once I'm happy with how that looks, I'm taking my Peaches and Cream pigment in the shade Mermaids on a flat brush, and I'm just dusting that in the centre of the eye to make that stiller eyeshadow really pop. I'm now just intensifying and deepening that outer corner again with the Living Lavish colour on my fluffy brush and just lightly dusting it on the outer corner. I'm using my MAC Feline pencil to line the waterline, and once I've got plenty of that on the lower line, I just blink hard so that the black transfers onto the top eyelid. I then line my top lashes with the NYX Vinyl Liquid Liner, and I'm going for a winged liner today, so I start off thin on the inner corner and I wing it up towards the outer edge. A little tip, I never go to the edge of my eyelash at the end. I always start winging it out slightly before then, otherwise my eyes look droopy. Let me know if you'd like a detailed tutorial on doing winged liner. As always, I'm using my Anora Beauty eyelashes in the style Portia, applying them with Duo Glue. Using a small smudgy brush, just smudge out that liner onto the lower lash line. Taking the Living Lavish eyeshadow on a flat brush, just blend out the underneath and then go in with the red shade from earlier. Taking the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Canal and put that all under the eye to get rid of any dark circles. A little bit of this product goes a long way, so you don't need to put too much on. I'm now using my go-to foundation, Studio Fix by MAC in the shade NC25, and I'm putting that all over the face to give a nice even finish. I've noticed a lot of people using L'Oreal True Match lately, and I'm thinking of giving that a try, so let me know your thoughts. If you've tried it, let me know what you think, and if you're interested in buying it and you want to see a tutorial, let me know in the comments. Most people don't have the same colour ears as their face, so I always just lightly dust over whatever's left on the brush onto the ears. Using the Bobbi Brown foundation stick in the shade Cool Almond 7.25, I'm just contouring the face. So under the cheekbones, side of the nose, tip of the nose, on the top of the forehead and under the lip, the bottom lip. And I'm just blending that out with my foundation brush. And not forgetting the trick to get rid of your double chin, and that's to put your contour colour under your chin and take it down onto the neck. always use a smaller brush to contour the nose. If you'd like to know why I contour my nose in this way, I will do another video and show you in detail why and how to contour your shape of nose. Using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 05, I'm just using that to brighten under the eye, down the centre of the nose, Cupid's bow and the chin. I'm also using this for my jawline. As I've said before, I don't feel like I have a strong jawline, so I just use it to pronounce it slightly. I always use a beauty blender to blend this out. I feel if you use a brush, it just leaves lines. So beauty blender is definitely the way forward for this. When using a beauty blender for this sort of thing, you don't want to move the product around very much. Everywhere where you've placed it with the concealer stick, that's where you want to keep it. So just slightly, really lightly dab until it's just melted into the skin. You don't want to be moving this really light concealer all over the face. It just won't work. I always like to repeat the previous step, so I'm going back in with my foundation brush and I'm just smoothing out any harsh edges from the concealer to the contour stick. I'm going back over all the contour areas just to make them even more flawless. My favourite highlighter slash bronzer is the Master Chrome by Maybelline, and it's in the shade Molten Gold. I use this as a blusher, bronzer, a highlighter, and it just gives you that really wet look skin. Yes, I am indeed double highlighting. I'm using the MAC Show Gold and I'm putting this on all the high points of the face to be a little bit extra. I'm also taking the same highlighter on a small smudgy brush and I'm putting it on the inner corners and blending that underneath the dark colour under the eye. I'm then taking that same highlighter on the brow bone as well. Powdering under the eye using the RCMA No Colour powder, and this is going to set my under eye concealer and make it last all day. I'm taking MAC Mineralize in Dark Deepest and I'm just lightly covering those areas where I contoured just to set the contour. I don't really want to darken this down much more, so I'm really lightly dusting it. I'm now using the MAC in Extreme Dimension mascara just to darken my lashes. Finally, onto the lips, I'm using the NYX lip liner in the shade Neutral, and I'm lining all around the lips, obviously overlining. and then I'm filling in the gap and blending it onto the lip. Then taking Huda Beauty in the shade Wifey and applying that all over the lip. Once that's dry, I then go back over it with the same lip liner just to blend in the edges and create more of a matte edge rather than a shine. I feel like when the edge is shiny, you can see where I've overlined the lip. So if I mattify the edge of my lip, you can't really tell where it is. To finish the look, I just dust off any of the powder that's left under the eye and cover the lip with just a little bit of clear gloss. And here's the finished look. I hope you like it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram @jfairy and let me know any of your comments.